Hey y'all, you already know this is your girl Whitney from Whitney Escapes, and we're here to discuss the book of the month, which was, let me try to say all this stuff right because I know how I be doing sometimes. Moment of Truth by Juri Hines. Or is it Haynes? Bring her on, she'll tell me if I'm wrong.
Hey, it's Juri Hines.
See, we gotta go with your first instinct, guys. You have to be like, I think I said it right. How are
Yeah,
you doing on this? Well, it's cold up here, but on this Sunday evening.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm tired. Ready for the week to start. Kinda not ready for the week to start. After
Mhm.
having 5 days off, you don't want to go back. So yeah,
Yeah, so
just
yeah.
preparing myself mentally.
Yeah, I don't go back to next week because I work in the school, so teaching and
Oh,
stuff. So I'm next week, but I ain't ready to go
yeah.
back then either. Kids is
All right.
exhausted, like the girl said in the book. She got one. She said to the tea, I feel your pain, girl.
Yeah.
It's rewarding. I tell everybody it's a rewarding job, but it is mentally taxing because if you really care about what you're doing, you pour a lot of yourself into it. So
It really
I
does.
told like I'm prepared now, and I might be in school. Like I'm prepared. Like what we gonna talk about? How we gonna do this? So because you
Hmm.
want to actually be physically successful. So anywho, you gotta
Exactly.
go back tomorrow. So hopefully this will be like your highlight of the evening before you crash out.
Yeah, because I promise you, after church, I did nothing but lay around. Well, I just ran out. Because the funny thing is I left my pocket. I couldn't find my pocketbook. And I was like, where's my purse? Where's my purse? And I was laying down. And I was like, let me backtrack. And long story short, my purse was in a store. And I had to go run to the store and get my purse. Thankfully, everything was
It's
still in
there.
there. Yeah, thankfully, because I left it last night. So thankfully, nobody took any the money, the debit cards, the gift cards, everything was still inside. So I thank God for that. But
Look at
yeah,
God. He always comes through.
absolutely, every time.
So
Yeah.
Miss Jerry Hines, tell everybody about yourself, people who don't know about you.
Okay, so as you said, I am Juri Hines. I am from Florence, South Carolina. I've been a reader forever. But I started writing I published my first book in 2024, which was Sparks in the Moment. And that was with the writing collab with Robbie Renee. So Moment of Truth is actually my second release. Um, and then we have the Blake University, which came out like the week after Moment of Truth. And currently working on my event, Love in the Carolinas, which will be next month, as well as working on my next book as well. So it's just a whole lot going on. Just just a whole lot of stuff. So everything bookish. I just love everything about the book community. As you know, we met at a book event. I love to go to book events, and that's just kind of been my thing. And now I'm just ready to see what the next year brings. I'm definitely gonna be hard at work because I got a lot of stuff already brewing, but I don't see any slowing down in the near future at all.
That's
So
good. So this is how many books do you have out now? Three?
three, three. So yeah. Hmm.
And I'm glad we did meet at a book event. You said I was an author. So I was like, oh, I got my picture and I got my book. I think what
Yeah.
book I got? Oh, your first book. There,
Hmm.
right there. Sparks in the Moment. So
Yeah.
I read this one first. I was like, let me wait till she tell me what to be because sometimes I'll read them and then they'll be like, oh, put this book. I'm like, I already read that book.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like it's not my genuine reaction. Like I finished your book today. I waited to read it because I'm like, nope, because I don't want to. I read so many books. I didn't want to have another reaction or like oh yeah, maybe we would think about it. No, I wanted to be like, oh, I
Hmm.
have it fresh in my mind. So
Yeah.
that's my genuine reaction, and it'd be good for people too to know, like, and I'm honest. I'm a bit. If I don't like it, like, well, you know what, I feel like you missed the opportunity, but I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I really
Thank
did.
you.
And I
Thank
wouldn't
you.
even know that you were the first time. Like I wouldn't know this was like your second book, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was
Thank you.
very good. It kept me entertained, and I was passing out. Please, because sometimes you get some books and they're dragged out, or I'm like, what are we talking about here? You do too much, not enough. This one kept you like it was a page turn, and I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. That was actually one of my goals because I'm the same way. Like, I have to be engaged. Listen, I have ADHD and I am not ashamed to say it. So I have to be, I would get lost really quick. So I try to make sure that I'm writing in that same way, but I don't want to lose people or like definitely don't want anybody to DNF it and definitely don't want anybody to lose it. Like, where is this story even going? So I was actually trying to make it shorter than what it was, but
Girl, I'm
it
like,
just
I need
would
a sequel.
not,
I was
it
about to
wouldn't
say,
stop talking to
need a
me.
sequel. Somebody else need to find love in this.
Mhm.
I think it was perfect, but I do think I need a book number two because even though they're together, like now what? Does they combine their business and all that type of thing? But we're going to get to that. But I do definitely think it needs a book number two. And then Zora, let me look at my notes because I got people know I am horrible with names. So y'all already know I gotta go to my notes so I know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Gina, you know what happened in the last thing? Her and what's this? The boy, the fiance's name, brother.
Asen.
Yep.
Yeah, Asen's brother.
So like, what happens with them? You know what I'm saying? And how
Mm-hmm.
does is it Esme?
Esme,
Esme?
yeah.
And I
Esme.
was like, how do I pronounce this name?
Yeah, it's Esme.
Okay, so I was like, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but she'll tell me if I'm wrong. So how
hmm
did you come up with this story? We have so many things in common, me and this character, but I want to know how you came up with this, like this whole story. I loved it.
So so the backstory is I planned in 2020, 2021. That was when I first said that I was going to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually did a write. This was around COVID, so I did a writing course with Jacqueline Thomas. And so after I did the course, it was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna write this book, and I started writing. And Esme was the character from my first book, and I don't think her name wasn't Esme though, but she was the character that I was starting out with. And as I was writing it and I was writing it, life just kind of happened and I was moving real slow. Like it wasn't getting written. Then I kind of was like, you know what? I'm gonna just sit this down to deal with life stuff, and then I'll pick it back up. And then 2024 just got here all of a sudden, and I was doing the writing because at the time around 2023 I started doing more poetry, so I was actually going out doing poetry, doing spoken word at different locations and things like that. That was my goal.
That makes sense in the book.
Yeah.
Okay, I see we put it together. Okay.
Yeah, so I started actually going to different locations doing spoken word at events and stuff like that. And I got one of the lines from one of my poems. I got it written a tattoo on my arm for my cousin's birthday. We all went and got tattoos last year. So after I did that, I was like, I looked at it because it says with every inspire, I'm inspired. So I looked at it and I was like, well, I guess I gotta write something now because it has like a pen on the end and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I gotta write something now. I kid you not. I sat down in the tattoo shop and saw a post where Robbie Renee, my friend Lisa, she shared a post from Robbie Renee where she was posting about the writing collab. And so I reached out to her. I was like, okay, God, I hear you. So I reached out to her. We set up a meeting for the next day. And the next day I signed up to do the writing collab, which was Sparks in the Moment. So that was a collab between like 6 of us. We all wrote a book within that collab. And so I tried to go back to that book and to the book that I started a few years ago. And I was like, no, this one doesn't fit. So then I was like, I'm gonna pick that one up next because I could make that one work. And then when I picked that up, I was like, I don't even speak the same way. It just wasn't working because I'm like, I'm not even the same person mentally that I was when I first started writing it. So I was like, I couldn't keep it up. So I just kind of revamped it a little bit. The very first scene that was from the original book. Like the very first few sentences was from my original book, but everything else I literally had to switch up everything else. But I was determined to keep that in there. And because I already had Xena as a character, I was like, okay, this will be perfect. I can still tie it in. So yeah. And
I
then
like
the rest of it kind of just it just kind of flowed. So they are actually the cousins. Well, Zena, Esme, and Kayani, they're cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And Sparks in the Moment is Kayani and Aisen's story. So they're interconnected,
Oh, I gotta
but
read
it's
that so
not.
I can know. Okay, I gotta read
Yeah.
it. Right
So
behind
like there's a specific line. I tried to make it where you can read it as a standalone, which you could still read, but it was like just a couple of little key things. Like when they mention Publix, you would have to read the first one to kind of know where that one's coming from. But for the most part, you can read them as a standalone, but they're just interconnected if you just want to get the backstory on her. Now, for Xena's story, which is coming up next, that's the one I'm working on now to be finished within the next few weeks. I always tell people like you have to read Moment of Truth because you got to get to the end of Moment of Truth to really pick up the next one. So it's
That's what
like,
I was saying. I'm like,
yeah.
you out there hunching in the ocean. I'm like, okay, um, they gotta have a book. There's no way she gonna do this if they don't have a book. Like it has, and everybody. I was rooting for her to find somebody because she's crazy. I think her book
Yeah.
is hilarious, honestly, because her personality.
Listen, it is. It's so funny. And a lot of people wanted me to do that one after Kayani's book, but I was like, I can't. She has to be last. Like I have to. I think Esme played a good medium between the two personalities. I
That's what she
couldn't just
said.
throw
She's like a
Xena.
medium person, and I think you're right.
Yeah. So I had to get that one out there before I can get Xena's out there because that's I just be walking around the house like this girl is crazy. And it's literally just ideas in my head. And I'm like, this girl is a nut. But yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
So
good.
it's
I
interesting.
want to talk about from the beginning. Like you said, they had the girls' night,
Mm-hmm.
which I always think that's important. Even my girls' night be with me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
I don't, because I tell like even my girlfriend, it was just her birthday, so I took her out, and she's like, "Oh my god, I have to do a bougie grown up birthday for you too." I'm like, any bougie, it's just like I like different things, and if you don't do what I want to do, I'm not going to do it. Like
Right.
I'm in a different, like you said, we're in different places in our life, and I respect what people are. So I
Mm-hmm.
tell people respect me. I'm like, if you want to go to, I don't drink, so I don't like trying to do the club thing. I'm a foodie, so brunch, I could do a good brunch, but it has to have
Yeah.
French toast on the menu. If there's no fish, I'm like, send me the menu. Because if I
Yeah.
don't toast, I'm not going. Because I don't care about, like, I'm here to eat food. I want my French toast, I want my banana. I know I'm going to order if I even get to the place. Because I'm a
Yeah.
foodie. I don't drink alcohol. I could do a mocktail. But I'm so busy with my life, my husband, my kids, that I don't like being out late. You know what I mean? Because I wake up
Mm-hmm.
early. I was 5 o'clock because I need to have my me time. I read, I got my business I'm running. So I'm like, it's not that. It's just the stuff you want to do is going to throw off my whole rhythm.
Exactly.
And I could do that here and there, but it has to be something that I really want to do if I'm going to throw off my rhythm. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like when
Exactly.
they said they were gonna go to the joint, I loved it. I said, now I will go to that. It was intimate. The guy said, I
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, only like 30 people. I like that's something I would do because I'm gonna think of like Broadway play. I love to play. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's something special, but everybody ain't, dropping like I don't have time for that. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm gonna fall asleep.
Mm-hmm. That's me. Like I don't do clubs, and I kind of see myself in every one of my characters. But with this one, like I'm really like I'm a homebody. I'm the same way. Like I like to stay home. I'll do a kickback at the house, quick, but I'm not drinking. I'm not smoking. I've already done all of that, and I just don't even want to do it no more. It's for no other reason than that's just not where I am. Now I get some wine.
Whoa.
I'll do a little mocktail. Exactly, like it's just growth and change, but I'll definitely drink a little bit of wine. I'll drink me a little mocktail, make it real pretty and it's sweet, and I'll do all of that. But other than that, I just can't do I don't like noise. Like I just it's too loud. And when I used to go to the club, I'll be in the club like reading a book. So people would literally know I'm on my phone. They'll come, you reading, you already know it. So why are you even talking to me? Like, I'm reading. That's just what I do, no matter where I would go. If I'm even when I would be like chilling at my homegirl house, I'm on my phone reading a book. Everybody knew it. So it's just like that's just my thing. I just like to chill. I did go out for a little bit for Christmas. Like my friend had a kickback, a little pajama kickback. I enjoyed it. I had a ball. I was home by 10 o'clock. I was exhausted. Bruh, this is next time we got to start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I do day parties. I love day
Yeah,
parties. I love to dance. I love karaoke. I love fun. I love fun activities. I love going skating. I'll go skating once a month, and I'll get up to 11. But it's like I feel like it's a workout. So I'm like, oh, I'm having fun listening to music. But it has to
Yeah.
be something I tell people it's going to keep me entertained. You're saying if I'm at the club and stuff,
Mhm.
I have to dance. But if not, I'm going to fall asleep in the corner. They put her,
Yeah.
yes, because then I could like, okay, but I could still get home and do what I need to do. So I love how, as hanging out with the girls, they understand that you're my best friend. She's like, okay, but we
Mhm.
got to do something. I know your speed. So I see, yeah, I'll do things if it's a special occasion. I don't mind.
Yeah.
But I ain't doing this every week, even like her. Even though we got to talk about her hot mess daddy, but I understood him. But like, I love the what my man.
Mommy. Yeah, mommy.
I like her too because see when she got checked her, I said, yeah, you when she was telling her you so much dick like that, but he got his woman. I was like, you better preach because he
Exactly.
married you out here. But I understand. But I tell you, you have to understand people's lifestyle.
Mhm.
Everybody's lifestyle is not the same. And I tell a lot of my friends too, like you have to understand my lifestyle. Like you
Mhm.
understand, I run a business, I work, I have 2 kids, I have a husband, so I can't just move how you want me to move. You
Yeah.
don't. That's not your lifestyle. You single. You know what I'm saying? You don't have. You not ready. You doing your own thing. I have all these people relying on me. I gotta go to sports events. So I can't
Yes.
tell me in advance. I can't show
Yeah.
up. I have to put you on my calendar. So I'm like, oh, on this time, guys, I won't be here. I'll be here at this date. But people don't get
Yeah.
that. But I love that. Even though she knew she was so busy, she still made time.
Mhm.
For the girls here. So I love how they were just at her house. She was hosting it, laughing. Because sometimes you just need a good laugh with your girls.
That's
And don't
it.
gotta be out in public. Y'all eating, drinking, whatever you want. Like my slushie machine, my Ninja slushie, great investment. And I'm but I love slushies. So
I
it's the
gotta get me one.
girl, I for everybody. And they're not sponsoring me and they should sponsor me because they made some new slushy cups. They only had at Costco's. I saw them flying which I went to visit, which I was pissed off. They didn't have the Ninja slushy cup. When I bought my Ninja slushy, and if they hear this, they do see something Ninja slushy. I wouldn't pay for it. But I love my Ninja slushy. Like, it was the best. I tell you, it's the best investment. But you can
Mhm.
make real drinks in it. You can make mocha stuff. I don't drink coffee, but
Yeah,
my
and
mom,
that's me. I'm a cold
I
coffee.
girl, it's so good. Like I've been making my slushy all the time. I get so much use out of it. Like, I freaking love it. It took like 30 minutes. But by the time you like setting up and by the time dinner's done, you got a whole nice little fruity slushy. Delicious. I love that. But
See, and
back to
that's what
the
I
thing, stuff
need.
like that. Then they go to the thing. And I loved how she got dressed, got all cute. I love that she's a curvy girl.
Hmm.
That he knew who she was, but she didn't. I love that their names wasn't what their names were. So it's
Yeah.
not at each other. But her stimming thing, I'm like, oh, she's like, she was self-soothing herself. Like when she was
Hmm.
singing, I said, okay, I see how she got self-soothe stimming. Okay, I see where we're going here. At first, I wasn't sure if she was gonna be like a touch of autism or something like that, or have one of those things. Because I read a book that they did that, and I thought that was genius because
Yeah.
lot of people do have certain, Asperger's, so many different things that we didn't have the terminology for that are
Hmm.
perfectly functional, but they can just like a little OCD or whatever. I deal with kids like that all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's I'm like, they know they just deal with things differently. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I love that you kind of touched on that too.
Yeah. And I think that's why I say a lot of it is from me personally, because I think sometimes whenever we're doing so much, especially as business owners, and we're business owners and our minds are constantly turning. And it's a lot of things that I don't even realize that I do or actually like understand why I'm doing them. Like I'm actually coming to the terms that I grit my teeth. Like I have a
Girl,
really, really problem. I grind my teeth really, really bad. And lately, I would say in the past
talk
few
about
months,
it.
it's like my jaw will be
I got what's
hurting.
going on here is like this.
See?
Because when I'm overthinking, I grind my teeth, and that's what my dentist said. It's causing me to get my headaches.
Yeah,
So
and
when
it
you
does.
said that,
I've honestly, I've had a headache for 2 days. Like literally,
I
I've
was
had a headache for 2 days.
5 days. My mom and I used to get migraines when I was younger. So and
Mm-hmm.
my mom visited me. She goes, "Wait, are you getting migraines back?" I said, "No." But I remember when it did, and I touched my sides. Oh my God, it's from me grinding my teeth. When I
Mm-hmm.
like, so I told my husband, I said, "I need to go to CVS and give me mouth guards because
Mm-hmm.
when I'm thinking, and it's not even on purpose. I could be cleaning stuff, but when I'm like overly thinking, like you said, I
Mm-hmm.
grind them, and then I don't realize I have a headache. Like I'm going, like I'm fasting next week, so I'm like getting on my spiritual. But I'm thinking, like, okay, am I eating? But the kids are still gotta eat. Can I cook them? all these things, and then the whole time my head is pounding. I'm like, what the heck? I
Exactly.
couldn't get rid of a headache for like a week, and that's why I literally you like, oh, let my hair to grow my hair out because literally grinding my teeth caused me to have the craziest migraine for 5 weeks. I
My
got my lights
dentist just
off.
told me. My dentist just told me to get one of the guards because, of course, they can make one for your mouth that fits your mouth,
Yeah,
but that's like hundreds of dollars. But he said get the ones from academies, like Academy Sports, the ones for the boxing.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Get the mouth guard for boxing, and that's actually the best one to use because the ones that form to your mouth, it doesn't help. You actually need a hard one to keep in your mouth. So I
Oh
haven't
my
gotten mine yet. He just told me that. But yeah, now I just noticed like certain things about me. Like I do this a lot. Like I'll do this a lot, and it's like
God.
popping my knuckles, like my legs, and I even put that in there because my leg shakes a lot. So like whenever I take my ADHD medicine in the morning, like I know when it's kicking in because when I tell you my leg goes into overdrive before my bed, I'm like, okay, yeah, we cooking, we warming up, we gonna be kicking in a few minutes. But like it will literally shake to where and it's uncontrollable. So it's like I do try to put certain things in there about me because she's the business owner. I'm a business owner. So I know I'm not and I want it to be relatable. I know I'm not the only person that experiences these things. And sometimes you don't even realize it until it's brought to the forefront. So it's like, yeah, this is really us because our mind, we're just so hyper focused on what we're trying to do that we're not really like we don't even realize everything that's going on around us. I forget stuff in a heartbeat. Like that's why I couldn't find my purse. Like because my memory and I was telling my friend, I was like, listen, some of this stuff got to get up off me because I can't remember nothing. And I know I'm not, this is not early onset Alzheimer's. This is just overwhelmed. Like that's all this is. There's a lot going on and I got to get my mind together so that so my mind is in the right place. So I can remember simple stuff as far as where I put my purse down. So, because it's nothing for me to lose keys, lose my purse, and people just think that's normal, or that's not even that it's normal. That's just her. That's just her. She always loses her keys. There's something behind that. Like there's always something that's behind it. It's not just, oh, I'm just forgetting my keys all the time. There's something behind it. Do you sit down? Do you take a minute for yourself? And she doesn't. Like she this is the one time she takes a minute for herself is when she meets with her girls. But other than that, she's just hyper focused on work.
But you're right. We have so many women who go through these things. Even like when I go to get my monthly massage or whatever, they're like, "You always have so much tension. Are you stressed?" And I'm like, "I don't think I'm stressed. You know, I'm like, I live a good life. I'm fortunate that I don't have to worry about a lot of things." But then I'm thinking about it's not stress, but it's keeping up with schedules. You know, my kids and their freaking activities drive me. I'm like, girl, sports and children is just too much, okay? And I'm not saying in high school, so that's even on another freaking, on top of a high schooler and a middle schooler, on another freaking level. They don't care about, and then the coaches don't care about time management. They just think we on their time. And you know, these kids they don't have driver's license, they can't drive themselves nowhere. I'm not Ubering
Come
them
on.
everywhere. I be broke off of Ubers because I gotta be in 20 places at the same time. So just
Yeah.
realizing, keeping up with our schedule, the business of clients texting me here, email. I'm like, you're my only client. I got other clients too, and your trip ain't till next year. I got people going away tomorrow. Like, stop,
Yeah.
girl, get out somewhere and take a breather. I got,
Yeah.
I'm planning lessons for my students, making sure my kids are. So I realize as women, and when they said a mental load, and I be telling you, even like now, I was like, what can I do for you? I said, babe, I love that you asking that, but I have so much going on in my head, I can't even think to tell you what I need to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, but I realized that I had to stop doing that because I'm like,
Yeah.
now I'm moving like a robot, And I'm like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
how you doing, everybody? But now you're moving. So when you put that in the story, it is so relatable for so many women who are wearing so many hats and doing so many things. Even guys, like,
Yeah.
now I can't figure out how they can do it. So that's just a human thing. And I loved it. I'm like, oh, she's so soothing. Like, as the first thing I thought of, like, yes, girl, pull it together. We zone out because sometimes people think you staring at them. Anybody looking at you, I'm just thinking. You just happen to be the way.
Girl, I don't even know what's in front of me. My mind is on what's going on in 3 days. Like it's not even on you. And I definitely relate with the kids because I have a senior and a freshman. Like I have a 21-year-old. He's out, but he works his full-time job, pays his bills, does his own thing. But I do have a senior and a freshman. And when you said the middle school versus high school, that was me last year because she was in 8th grade, he was in 11th, and it's like I'm going to 4 basketball games a week. I'm going to 2 volleyball games and 2 football games in a week. Like, so it's like 4 days out the week we're constantly doing something. Now they do have games on the same day, but practice is constant. And then like practice is pretty much all afternoon because
Okay.
he's in practice right after school up until about 5. And then he's in practice right after that until about 8. And it's just like that's all day. Like it's Sunday and it's vacation. It's their winter break. And both of them had practice today. And
You
hers
don't
is
care.
at 4. His is at 5:30. And then have a game Tuesday. I'm like, since when did y'all start having games during break? And it's not even a tournament. So like, yeah, it's
Basketball
always.
season. My son, girl, I told him, please, I'm like, don't go off for basketball. You say you're going to the NFL. You need to focus on football. Then he got accepted to the football program. I said, listen, man, you just need to work out, stretch. I said, I'm like, look how much money I spent on you guys in your activity in sports.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you guys are fresh. I'm like, I need a break. I'm like, we need, as a family, we need this time where y'all just need to chill out doing 4 and 5 sports a year. I'm like, it's mentally toxic. And they're like, are you serious? I'm like, yes. You don't gotta make every team, you gotta go to every freaking thing. Like, y'all need to work on homework, work on keeping your grades up, work on recovery. You just had because my son's a freshman, but he played freshman JV and varsity football. I said, that's a lot on your body. You didn't even get out the game. So and now he got accepted to this other thing. I'm like, man, listen, I think you need to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
One, because I said, I believe that you're going to go all the way because you say you're going all the way and you're a very talented young man. I said, but you want to put all this stuff on your body.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. You're a freshman. I said, take this time off. Like, he said, oh, I'll probably do basketball. Just take this time off, recuperate, let your body heal, eat right, continue like the workouts and stretching because in track season come that you'll trim up a little bit and then it's right back again. So he's like, yeah, Mom, you got to know how to because you want to preserve your body. I said, even though it's often, you can still go to the gym and do some drills and stuff, but everything don't gotta be like this all the time because then you're gonna be mentally exhausted. Your grades gonna be slipping. I said we have to understand it's okay to say no and take a break.
Exactly. Mine
You
do
know,
not know how to do that because my daughter told me
you
up
know
and
how to do
down.
it.
That girl told me she was not playing basketball. She was not playing basketball. She was not playing basketball. And what is she doing? She is playing basketball. But she didn't cheer, but she still did volleyball. And I'm like, I would have been okay with you doing cheer. Like versus the basketball.
Mama, please, Mama, just cheer. I'm like, y'all are killing me. I'm about to be like FC because when he finally took her away, look at God, we just talking. When he finally took her away, because I can relate to all this drama, she haven't been anywhere. But let's get to the stuff. They be talking about me, and I don't care because you should know what we talked about. You read the story because I know I don't. So, but I really like how he knew who she was and the different names. I love how you did that. How Links, I don't know Links. And then she finally get Lincoln. Or he had a glow. But I love what she's like. What does Steve Urkel and Steph?
Yeah.
I love what he's like, and then he had you do the wordplay with Family Matters. I love because she was like, I know this guy, but he wasn't him. And one thing I loved about how you wrote this story is that you made it where they met up at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, like he wanted her since college, but if like she said in the story, if we would have met them, we probably wouldn't be together. And I think that's so true. Like sometimes you meet people at different points in your life, not relationships, but you just meet people like friends, different points in your life, and then when you come back together, that's the right time. And it wasn't like it was like 3 years later, but I think it was perfect because it gave her opportunity to leave the guy she was with, establish herself, have him like establish himself, get confident, and then how God brought him back. It was fate. They came back together, and then she even said, "Oh, you were what I needed." And when they finally got together, because she was trying to play him in the beginning. And I was like, did she just pray for everything? That's why, like, when Dina was like, look at God, he's working expediently. I was like, what he doing? Because it's true. She just said, when she was on the couch, what she wanted in a man. And then I love when Dina was like, don't be trying to overwork my Jesus because you ain't going to leave enough for me. Like, I cannot wait to be her story because Dina had me dying a little part. But then I loved how as soon as she went to the thing to meet the singer, he was literally everything that she asked for, but she didn't know it. We knew it because we read, we read between. But the cousin's like, hold up, you talking to him? And then I love when she broke down like him not being smart. She goes, he's intelligent. Like she made it like, no, he's not just a smart guy. I was like, oh yes, girl, use your vocabulary and break down who he really is. Right. I love that whole like them trying to like we coming together, and he's like, oh, this is the guy who was telling you to do your like. I love how they kept on missing each other, but then now their whole circles was intertwined, and they didn't even know they were intertwined. Like that, I thought was beautiful on your part, like how you had that happen just because of the names.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like I wanted, and I was like, I don't want to confuse anybody with the names, like with them calling each other different names, but I had to make it to where they would keep missing each other and it wouldn't like bring any alarm. And I was like, well, we're gonna see, because I kept tripping up on it myself when I was writing it. So I was like, wait, no. So but you know how like you have when you have your significant other, you have certain names that's just for y'all. So everybody else may know them as one thing, but everybody else, the other people, they don't have that privilege of calling them that. Like my son, and it partially comes from my son, because with my son, he has his middle name. We call him by his middle name. Always has called him by his middle name because it's his great grandfather's name. But when he goes to school, they call him by his first name. And my son had this thing, like he did not like us at home calling him by his first name, and he did not like anybody at school calling him by his middle name. And he would tell you like, no, y'all don't get to call me that. Like that's what my family called me. Y'all don't get to call me that. And I kind of took that to this. So it's like, okay, that is specifically for what they called her at school, or what they called each other at school. That wasn't what she was known for at home. So I definitely pulled that from my son, because when I say he was adamant on that, like his home friends are for home, his school friends are for school. Like he didn't start switching that up until like maybe in the last year. But like, yeah, he was very, very adamant. Oh no, you can't call me that. Like, and so I pulled that from him. But it's kind of like what they had, their own personal connection amongst everybody. So it's like they had,
When you did that, you made it work perfectly. I'm looking at my notes, so I want to make sure I touched everything that I talked about. The teacher, whatever. Okay, but let me talk. I want to really get into the poetry. Girl, that first poem, that the baby mom, the white mom baby who finally went on stage and talk about, can we talk? That girl, I wanted to print that and get to my husband. But it was so, and me and my husband literally in a week will be together for 20 years.
Oh wow.
So, but when I read that, I was like, oh my God. But it's true, because we always like tell me and husband, we always refining ourselves because we've been together for so long. You know what I mean? I'm not the same young girl I used to be. I'm about to go a new decade in my life, a new era, all that. But when she said that, I was like, that is so true. Like, can we just be goofy together? Can I just be saying random stuff? Like, you don't ever, and I've been telling people, you don't ever want to miss that. You don't want to ever let that fade away. You always have to find out how to be friends today. And I've been telling my husband, sometimes you don't want to be my friend. He's like, you always talk about you want to remodel stuff. Like, we about to buy it. I said, just because I want to do it, I mean, I'm going to do it today. I just want to talk about it. These are my ideals. I said, of course, I know who's playing, what's going on. And he had to realize, and he's like, you used to be hitting me at the wrong time. So sometimes he's like, so now he's like, so he'll bring up something that I talked about. Let me know he's interested. I think it's fun. I said, even though I don't think you really want to hear this, I appreciate you listening.
Yeah, it's the effort. It's really just the effort we put into it. Yeah.
Girl, when I read that, I want to print that sucker out and be like, this need to be posted because it's so true. Like, people need, all the poems in this story was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Like the one she did at the end for him, I said, oh, you better talk, girl. You better talk about him. But I loved it. I honestly loved everyone. But that first one hit me. Her last one, the one that they did together, he was singing it back. All of them were phenomenal. I went to actually, did you the poetry or something? It was
I actually wrote those in like 2019, 2020, 2021, somewhere up in there. So all the poems that I think I might have changed up the words on one. One of the poem Eden did, I think I changed up some of the words in the end just to kind of make it more about her situation. But yeah, those were just well, also in Sparks in the Moment, that one has some poetry as well. And those again are poems that I had written long time ago, and I was able to incorporate. So I was thankful that I was able, because it wasn't the intent, like, because I knew I just would probably have to write new poems, but I was able to like go back through notebooks. I mean, when I say I was hunting, like, no, where did I have this? What notebook did I write this one in? Because I can kind of envision where I was when I wrote certain poems. I was like, no, I'm looking for a certain notebook. Where is it? And I would put the notes in my phone. I think that one's actually maybe one that I performed somewhere. But
Girl,
yeah,
you could perform that one. It will go viral. I think that poem, because I think so many people want to ask those type of questions, and I also think it's important in any stage of a relationship. When you first
mm-hmm.
meet somebody, when you've been together for a while, to kind of remind each other. Like, and I was, because I even when I was reading, I'm like, I got for him, like, thinking back and forth. Like,
Yeah,
do we get too comfortable? When I think when people have those thought provoking things to make you think, like, do I do that? Or like,
yeah,
that poem really had me thinking, like, not just, okay, is she that for me? Am I that for him? Can you
exactly.
sit here and be like, yo, babe? And I'm like, oh, here's, and I'm like, here he go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was such, oh, girl, I love that poem.
Thank
I love all of them.
you.
But that one I had to write. I said, we gotta talk about these poetry because I don't know, like so good. And I had to
Thank
give you props on it. And I want, now that I know you write poetry, that makes sense.
you.
I actually screenshot this. It's not the poem, but this was also good that I love that you put in there. The passion questions.
Yeah,
I screenshotted. Are you protecting your purpose or rejecting a part of it? Are you building alone out of discipline or out of fear? I said, those are some excellent questions. Talk about it, Jerry. What do you know about these questions? So good. I love them. That's why I screenshot. I have to say those verbatim. I couldn't read the whole poem, y'all. They should have read it. But I could ask her, where did those questions? I thought they were phenomenal. Where did you come up with those questions?
these that's just me. Like, I can't even say that I put, because someone else asked me that. It was like, where you get that stuff from? It's literally, my mind just goes all day, and not even just ideas for books, but literally in my personal life. Like, those are questions that I ask myself. And I may like hear something to the effect with this book. Honestly, I had to write it. I was writing two books at one time. First of all, let me say that. So I really didn't have too many outside forces coming in when I was trying to hurt them get it written. But but a lot of it was just coming from just my brain. It does not turn off. So I initially wasn't even going to have like them in church doing something. I don't even know where that scene came from for me to even put that in there. But I was like, if we would have read the in Sparks in the Moment, they do have like an after church type deal. So I wanted to, and I didn't want this one to come in the exact same way they did, with coming in and getting together right after church. So I wanted to like go back a little bit and incorporate church, because I didn't want my books to sound the exact same.
Yeah.
So I just wanted it a little bit different. So I was like, okay, well, I add the church scene, but then I needed something that was actually thought provoking. So it's
Very
literally
much
just
so.
the stuff that just kind of like goes in my own head, because there's so many things where we say we're being busy, and why are we being busy? Like, are we just keeping busy? We're making, sometimes we just make ourselves busy because we out of fear, we don't want to slow down, scared to slow down, scared we're gonna miss something, or that it actually, and this is what I learned recently about myself, and I don't know what I was watching, probably a TikTok or something, but it's like you're just being so busy because you're afraid of what's right there in front of you. So it's like you'll just stay so busy so that you cannot deal with the reality of a situation that's right there in front of you. And I think I have that issue sometimes, because it's just like I'll just do something else, even something as small as knowing I'm supposed to be writing, and here I am going to wash dishes, knowing my kids wash dishes. I'll go wash dishes or I'll go wash clothes. No, and I ain't thought about washing them clothes until it was time for me to write.
Procrastination
And
is a killer.
yeah, just constantly finding something else to do to avoid what I need to do. And so like the thoughts just kind of they just kind of wonder. So I had to think of what would be thought provoking for Esme in this moment, which also just happened to be what's thought provoking for me in the moment. So yeah, it's
All
just
right, so I want to continue to put in those things in your books because at the end of the day, it had me thinking like, hold up, these are some
mhm,
excellent questions. Even when the conversation, the poem, their interactions, why we do the things that we do.
mhm,
Women sometimes we overcompensate. Like I know I do that a lot of times for my kids, and I said, God, please forgive me for doing that. But I just feel
yeah,
like like they said, if you feel like you didn't have something or you didn't want something, you want to give it to other people, just because you want to fill voids. But I tell people, I'm not God or Jesus. That's who's supposed to fill your void. But I
yeah,
also want to make sure that I'm doing what He called me to do, which is love. You know, what I'm saying? You can never over love. But like you said, sometimes we just do too much. Sometimes I do too much. I care too much because I did this test to say what type of person you are, and
mhm,
all of them it described me to the T all the time. I'm like, God, that's a great thing, but I have to learn how to find balance in it.
right,
I'm an overachiever. I give. I just feel like if you're gonna do something, you should be the best at it. That's just my mind.
right,
I'm gonna give you 100%. It's not because um I want to be the best, but then I'd be like, do you want to be the best? Like you have to ask yourself these questions. I'm like, because sometimes who is it for? Do we have? Is there a void I'm not? I need.
mhm,
I don't realize I need to fit. Like you, my mom was like, you have to. She told me this other day because I'm about to fast for 3 days. I
mhm,
said, no food, nothing. I said, I'm just spend like my husband, everybody. He said, what I need, what do you need from me for a year? I said, I need solitude. I already cooked y'all meals for 3 days. I said, so I'm not eating at all. I'm just drinking water. I'm just spending time with God. I'm doing my area praying. Y'all can come and pray with me, whatever, but I need solitude. That's why I had to make sure I was having a happier thing today because I don't get to read any more books. The only thing I get to read is my Bible and spiritual book for the next 2 days, and I don't get to eat.
yeah,
And I was like, because I want to make sure that I am walking the line He wants me to walk. We can't
mhm,
do that noise all the time. You know,
exactly,
you can't do it. And even when I was reading this book, which I loved because it had me thinking, you know what I'm saying? I was like, ooh, after I took that stuff down. Even the relationship with her father, you know what I'm saying? Like overachiever and discipline and distraction,
mhm,
balance. And so I'm like, yo, he's not wrong what he's saying, but he's not teaching you balance. So
right,
I loved how, like I said earlier, when Mima came in, I loved when the mom cussed her mom cussed him out when he embarrassed him. I love that the father went back and apologized
yeah,
to him. Even though I wanted to smack her in a moment, I'm telling you, that was the only time in the story I really wanted to smack her. Like, you got.
yeah,
I'm like, I understand. Daddy's girl. I'm a daddy. I'm a daddy and mommy girl. I'm both of them. But I'm like, you have to come to. I always been an independent thinker, like very independent, regardless.
mhm,
So I like, excuse me, this is my house. So don't come in here with this drama. I'm doing it because she did something like even like when he said when Lincoln was like, yo, I knew. I said no. I knew she crushed him because he's been showing her from day one. Like he said,
good,
do you know your passions? Do you know what you really want to do? Do you like when he broke that sucker down? I was like, you better preach. And I love that he also was like, no, and we're done. I love that he didn't like sugarcoat it because he understood she needs to know that I have a backbone and I'm a woman.
right,
You know what I mean? And I told guys all the time, everybody like, oh, alpha woman. No, no woman I know, you call it alpha whatever. Everybody I know wants a man. Someone who has
exactly,
and I tell people there's too many old boys walking around here. You
mhm,
old boys, you old, so you think you no, a man is character. How you conduct
yeah,
yourself. Are you a protector? Are you a provider? And I'm not talking about providing always financially,
come
emotionally,
on,
mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody think everything. I tell people all the time. They're like, "Oh, yeah, I see my husband because he could afford me. You can't." And I'm not talking about what's in your bank account. There's more to
exactly,
life because if you don't learn anything about life, it fluctuates. You can be up here, down here, but everything else
mhm,
that touches you that's important. I said, no. I said, what's wrong with the world today is we don't have enough gratitude. You know what I mean?
mhm,
I was like, I thank God every day that I don't have to worry. I'm not worried about if I have hot water or cold water or he
Yeah.
or he see or a snack or a meal or gas. I said that is called a blessing.
It is.
We got like 8 inches of snow the other day, but I'm in
Mm,
my warm house. My son went out, they shovel. I didn't have to do that, and I'm secure. You understand? I don't
yeah.
care about that. I said, but what people, men especially, don't realize is more than that. It's our emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew she needed a break.
Yeah.
No, we're going away. You know what I'm saying? No, I got this. You don't have to worry about that. He knew to do things so she didn't have to think about certain stuff that add on to her plate. That's called mental. You talk about mental health. Help me with my mental health by taking
Exactly.
the load away from me. Before I go crazy.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And that's what it is. Like you need a break. Most of the time we just need a break. Like
And a break is
turn
not
it
having to
off.
worry about can you do this? Like I sent my husband this clip. It was so funny. I saw it on IG. And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna cook dinner on the grill tonight, honey. Babe, where's the tongs? Babe, where's the food? Babe, where's this?" And she's like, and I said to her, I said, "This is what it is. All you do is watching the meat. You ain't cooking nothing. I'm prepping." But he
Exactly.
goes the grill, and he started dying laughing. He said, "Babe, I'm gonna get better." He has, but when I sent him that, I think like 2 years ago. Now he's been, "Now I'm gonna prep it myself." I said, "Yeah, because that's a help. Me passing you everything."
Exactly. Because at this point, after the third time, it's like, you know what? Move out of the way. I got
I
it.
can
Like, don't even
do
worry about it. Because why am I playing middleman here? I can just do it. Don't even worry about it. Go sit down.
And I love when you talk when Links mentioned like how he broke it down like how who his dad was, how his dad left, and how he made sure he wasn't gonna be like him. Took care of his mom, his sister. I loved his mind. I loved it, and I loved how he saw how they meshed so well together. Genius, Jerry. Genius how you did it. I thought it was phenomenal. I love the business plans. I love that everybody had a business and they always black. Yes, I love that every single time.
Hmm.
100% down. I loved it. Loved how they gave back to the community and each other. How the old guy had a gym, but now I'm giving it to you. Everybody did something, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like nobody. And that's what I tell people all the time. You don't have to be a superstar to live a great life. You know, you just have to work hard
Hmm.
and set a plan. Don't be lazy. Um, I love that she did body butters. I make body butters. I don't sell them.
I do
Everybody
too.
asks me about. I won't do it. They're like, "Well, you said no." I said, "Everything I do ain't supposed to, everything. You know, my brothers. Everything I did was a job. Like I
Yeah.
had a degree in culinary, so everybody when I had my baking and cooking, everybody, I'm like, no, then you're taking my joy from me just doing what I enjoy doing. And now it's
Exactly.
work all the time. You know, I love to travel, but I have a travel business. Now that's work. So I had to learn to cut off my brain when I'm actually on real vacation. Like I could post all the time, but I'm like, no, I have enough clients to actually be posting, which be pissing me off clients who are watching this. I tell you all the time, tag me in your freaking post so people know I have a business and that me just traveling all over the freaking world. Because I know that annoys me. That annoys the heck out of me. Because I'm like, didn't I just book you a trip? Didn't I see you here? Like, where's my tab? It takes 2 seconds. At
Yeah.
me. That's
I
why I do that
feel
when
you.
I everybody when I read them because I'm like it takes a second and it gives other people. So I read your book. I enjoy your book, but I want someone so I read your book as well.
Exactly.
Then I do simple things to collaborate and help people. But I make body butters and I send them to like my coach. Oh, you should sell these. I'm like, no, because now it's gonna be a job. I
Because
just
it turned
enjoy
into a
like
job.
you know what I how I can feel on my skin. And I said it takes me a while because I do everything from scratch. I melt everything down,
Hmm.
but it's a whole freaking process. It takes me a day, but I enjoy doing it because it zens me out, you know. So
It is.
and
And
that's
I make it too. I make it as well. So that's why I incorporated it because I would have people tell me that all the time. Like, you need to start back making it. I'm like, I make it for me. I don't make it to sell, but I make it for me. And like I actually did a like during the summer I worked with the kids at the Boys and Girls Club, and like every year I would do something different with them. So last year I did I had them making body butter and sugar scrubs.
mm-hmm.
So like even the guys, like, and I had them like let them pick their fragrance and mix it up and everything. So then these are like what were they? Third through fifth grade or something like that. So we got the third graders feeling like grown men. But they loved it. Like they really, really loved it. And I saw one of the moms some months later, and she was like, I don't know what you said to my daughter, but like, when you doing it again? Because she's like, she used every ounce of that scrub. She was like, she didn't scrub the whole, she didn't use the whole bottle. Like, that they had gonna let them, of course, I'm gonna let them take them home. So they had a jar of body butter, they had a jar of sugar scrub. And another thing that I would make them do every day is I had a mirror up. And I would make them go to the mirror and say 3 nice things about themselves, which you'll probably read about this in the next book. But
Oh
I made
yeah,
them go to the
teacher.
mirror and say 3 nice things about themselves, or 3 things that they liked about themselves. And then for the next person to go, they had to pick another person to say something nice to that person. And so that's how the next person got picked. So, like, I would say 3 things about me, and then I would say something nice about you. And then it's your turn to say 3 nice things that you like about yourself, and then you pick the next person. So I made them do that every day before we got started. And everybody was doing it. And then if anybody said anything mean to somebody else, I made them say 3 nice things to that person. And it's like something that really stuck with them. She was telling me like her daughter had like a self-esteem issue. She's been getting picked on and stuff like that, and that really stuck with her. And like that, I just absolutely loved when she told me that, because I had no idea. And even with my little cousin, we were in the house, and because my little cousin, she was in the class too, her and her sister, and she's like 11, somewhere up in there. She was like 11 at the time, I think. And we were doing I'm passing the phone to, we were doing that. So it was me, her sister, my kids. So of course we playing it, and she was like, no, because I have to say something mean to somebody. I have to say 3 nice things to us. I don't want to say anything mean. Like, but like it really stuck with them. And I'm like, okay, so I gotta get back. That just kind of made me feel like, let me get back into my body with a little bit. So when I incorporated with the book, it will be like, I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna add it, because I've actually had people like ask me about it, and then like a couple of my cousins, like their kids had eczema and stuff like that, and I made some for them to use for the eczema. And I just personally like it better than using lotion on my own skin. Of course, it's better for you than lotion on your own skin. My kids don't like it because they say it makes them too greasy, but well, my boys don't. But so I was just
It
like,
melts right in. I said you put it on. You wait like 10 minutes to dissolve, and you get some moisturizer. When you first
right,
put it on,
it don't. They just
they're extra, but
they
everybody
get
look.
on my
Even like my
nerves.
students, I make it at my school, and they want me. I said, one of the teacher I gave her one because that's my work best friend. And she's like, oh my God, the stuff Miss Lee. And that's why you didn't bring me now. Why didn't you bring? I'm like, listen here, this is not a store. I did it because it was a present for
Yeah.
somebody. And that's when you get it. If it's a present for you, and it's not how it's gonna be. But I love that you put that in there. And I was like, oh my God. Because I make a batch for like definitely for the winter. I make a whole big batch. So I'm gonna make all,
Especially for the winter.
my school, I'm in New England. And shoot, like I said, we just had 8 inches or 9 inches yesterday. All that freaking snow. Cold outside. So I gotta stay moisturized.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I don't have to use it too much, because for Christmas we was out here like in shorts and everything. It was hot.
Lucky
It was hot, but then the day it was kind of like, okay, it's getting a little bit chilly again, and next week I think it's supposed to be cold. But it's just been so weird. But I mostly just use it on me. But I said, especially since I incorporated in the book, I was like, well, yeah, I gotta put it on my website. So I'm turning my fun into work now. So I just gotta keep the energy. Yeah, I gotta keep the energy.
Also, I love when you put other book by other authors in there too. I thought that was really big. And I'm in that series, which I started dying laughing. I said, did she put the series in on there?
Which one?
By Monica, the Beirut series by Monica Waters.
Oh yeah, I love that.
I'm one of the characters I'm the Whitney who's married to Jericho.
Which one is it? Okay, yeah.
So I'm her. That's when I saw it. I said, "Oh my God, this is so funny!" I bust out laughing. And,
oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know
so
that.
we go off the Monica Waters see that, and he put another author that I like two in here. And I think I just read something from them. I love when authors do that. I love what Black authors shout out other authors in other books. And then it's funny because I already read the book. I'm like, she ain't lying. It's one of my favorite ones too.
Yeah, like Monica and Alexandria, because I know Alexandria. Listen, I'm gonna represent. My goal is to always represent my authors because I love them. Like the ones that I've grown to read and grown to meet in person, and I know their hearts, and I know that they're genuine, and I know how hard they work.
Exactly.
Like, why not? Like, why not incorporate them however I possibly can? Because I guarantee you, in every book I write, somebody's gonna be reading a book because we read books, we write books. But like, yeah, I'm gonna definitely gonna pay homage to the ones who I've always read. And Alexandria, that was my first book event. Like when I got back into reading, I was just reading everything she wrote. She was the first author that I ever followed on social media, like because at that time I didn't even realize that was a thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time, Alexandria wasn't even showing her face. She had the lips, and that's
Yeah,
all you
I
would see was the
interviewed her.
lips.
She was one of the first. Her, Alexander House and Alexander Warren were the first two authors that, and it wasn't
Yes.
even on my platform. I interviewed her on my sister's platform because she's like, I was like, hey, you should do. I was like, you should interview authors, and she's like, well, you know all the authors. I thought I'm gonna hit them up, and she did it, and she was the sweetest. There was like, and then I was like, you know what? I used to just talk
Mhm.
about travel on this. So now I just dedicate one day a month to talk about books because I read when I
Yeah.
travel, but I also understand that I have a platform because I understand support. And if
Mhm.
you give me joy and like I feel like I escape through my books, so I'm like, if
Yeah.
this what's not having someone come over here, let other people learn about this author, read the book, or people who follow me on Goodreads and everywhere else. When I'm about to do a whole big thing at the end of the year, like I always do for all my books. Oh, who's this author? Who do you recommend? Go through my list. You'll see. I
Yeah.
give to my you get everybody 5 stars. I don't give everybody 5 stars. Thank you very much. But most of them, I said if I like them, they're gonna get because I like their story. Obviously, if I
Yeah.
keep on reading stuff from it. But I said somebody get 4, and then the next book might be 5 because I feel like they missed some, but then they pick it up in the next one. I'm like, okay, but
Yeah.
have a conversation, you know.
Mhm.
So I feel like this is my way of giving back because
It is,
you didn't
and
come
it's a,
sit
it's
next to
always a
me
good thing.
at the table and say I'm an author too. I wouldn't even know who met you. I'm like, well,
And
why
I'll
would you
tell you,
invite
they
me?
get on me. They get on me every event. It never fails because I go to events. I really, really go to events as a reader. So it's not. It's genuinely my passion, and I would say like I used to say like I'm a reader who likes to write, and now I've had to flip that and say I'm a writer who loves to read. But
Mm-hmm.
that's just been my thing for so long. I love to go to the events. I love to just go and be a reader because that's when I get to take my hat off and I just get to talk to
Right.
the people that I love, and I get and they make me promote and they make me sell books and everything, and I love it that
You said right next to
like
me. You
at
said I'm
their
an author
platforms they
girl.
don't mind. Yeah, like a lot of people they would like, nah, you can't, you're not on the you not up here, like this is not your platform to say your books. But pretty much all the ones that I go to, they do not mind and they definitely encourage it. And then it's like, well, where your books at? Where your books at? And me, I'm like, listen, I'm here to buy y'all stuff. And that's just all I'm here. Like even for Black Friday, I was like, Doc, I forgot to promote put my own sale up because I was just buying stuff from everybody else. So I really do have to find my balance between being a writer and being a reader. But in everything I
There
write,
she go,
I'm able
y'all.
to
Here we go,
somebody's
right
gonna read
there.
it.
Because
Yes.
you said to me, I don't know, did somebody else say or she said it? Because I was talking, and she said, I'm like, what, do
Mhm.
you got a book? Y'all know how
Yeah,
I am.
and then I
I was like, what,
did. I kid you not,
and
that day alone, I know I sold like 20 books. I kept going to the
because
cart
no
because
one
that's one
knew.
thing. I keep books in my trunk, and I kept going to the trunk like I was a hustler that day because I just kept going to the trunk, pulling bags out, pulling bags out.
Yeah,
But
you
I
sat at the
love
table
it
next to me.
though.
I remember. I was
Yeah.
but I crashed my house. Like, I know this lady from somewhere. Because I see so many authors. I'm like, I haven't read her stuff.
Hmm.
I try to find people who like everybody know like everybody like Christine C. Jones, which I love her. She's the sweetest person. But I'm like, if I
She
haven't heard
is.
of you and I know back you're doing this, I'm like, I want you on my platform because I want to see the evolution. I want to see a boom, you blow up. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
people know I read. I read over 100. Even authors hit me up like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm gonna see the book first. I was like, I don't mind doing that. They know I'm gonna give my honest opinion. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
sugarcoat it because like even Norian, I go Norian love all the time. He's like, I'm like, you need to sing, put your book out this way. And he's like, all right, wait. I'm like, and he's like, I'm glad to see you. I mean, because I'm a genuine reader. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
respond to you as a reader. Not try.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for $1 opinion. Nothing like you. I think you should do this. Blah blah blah. Even my private conversation with whoever because I want to see people win. That's why when he's like, "Oh, I'm an author," I'm like, "Well, where's your book? I want a book."
Yeah.
He's looking for. I was like, "Yeah, give me a book." Science is
Yeah,
my
and
picture.
you are really just like that too.
I
Like
keep it
yeah,
on me. I talk about me all the time. I'm like, I
yeah,
don't wear makeup. I don't wear faces. I said, I'm who I am because
yeah.
I want you to know. Like even when oh my god, this is a good story. I was on a business trip looking at a property that I was probably thinking about, probably doing a book expo, something. I always try to think of different events I'm going to do. And I was only emailing the
Hmm.
sister there. I was like in Iowa, Iowa, because that's where like a lot of the writers are from. Like that's where like a big capital, like the streets has writing. It's the coolest place to go. Like they have hotels with books and pencils, and it's just so
Mm,
cool. I believe it was Iowa. And I'm walking around. Even today, I'm looking at my nose and my nail tech. Like, where's your Kindle? Because I always have my Kindle. I was like, girl, I need a break. I'm not reading because I'm about to go on my fast, and I just finished the book. And I don't. If I pick up a book and I don't finish today, it's gonna roll over to tomorrow. So I said, I can't.
mhm.
I literally like hit my Kindle. That's the story. She was like, it's a white girl. She goes, can I tell you something? I was like, sure. She goes, thank you so much for being a reader. Why you said that? She said because no one will look at you and think you read like you. She said, but you make it look so cool. Like you have all the you're so stylish. You got your book and you read it, and all you talk about is reading to everybody. And I love to read, but I get ashamed because they're gonna call me like a nerd. But you make it look
Mhm.
so cool. And at the beginning of the trip, I didn't have my book, but by the end, you see, I have my book out because I felt comfortable that I should read. I was like, I never thought about it like that. Like I
Yeah.
never thought that other people, other culture, other races see me. I'm like, well, she makes it cool. I don't want to hide and read. Even at my school, I walk around every day with my kid. I'm like, what are you reading, miss?
Mhm.
What are you reading, miss? I'm like, what are you reading? Well, like now, because I'm so into reading, like everybody around me picks up a book and read. And I didn't realize how much power that has.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just enjoy doing this. Working at the library. I used to work there and I have a whole black catalog because I was the only black person. I'm like, you need to have more black books in here. And she did. Even right now, if I hit up the director, she need to order something, she'll order books. And it just shows like the power that we have, the voice. And it's
Mhm.
important for people like you to continue to write genuine stuff, thought focusing, putting your poems. Like this book I thought was phenomenal. We didn't even get in details, but we just too busy talking. But you should have read it. If you didn't, that's your loss and go up and read the book. But I honestly enjoyed this book so much. I really, really did. It
Thank
was a page turner.
you.
I can't wait for the next book. It could be longer. Y'all know I like my books to be in depth, but I ain't gonna complain because she said she got another one coming. So hopefully it's a
Yeah.
continuing. Um, but I really did enjoy you and I enjoy your book. I'm so happy you sat next to me and said I'm an author and I was able to read
Yeah.
your work. And I'm about to
Mhm.
read your other book because I was like, okay, I need to read that one first. So when the other one, I'll be on track. I
Yeah.
like to follow along too people's journey. Because like Alexander
Mhm.
House, you read her first book, you read her 30th book, she still got characters from the first book that comes in. Love
Exactly.
Bell,
Exactly.
they keep all the freaky characters. Monica Walters, I'm
Mhm.
like, y'all better keep up. They gonna book 100. And I've been waiting,
You're
hold on. Oh,
right.
I know that.
And that's kind of where that ideology came from, because reading theirs, like getting stuck in their world, even down to going back to Chanel Parker. I think that might have been like the first person that I read that where I saw like everybody was so interconnected, and
Mm-hmm.
that draws me in. And even if they're not like necessarily a series, but they're still interconnected, it's a
It's
world.
awesome.
Like
Yeah.
you're literally creating a whole world, to where I'm literally in my mind, or I'm writing down like where the grocery store is and where this is. Like, I'm literally creating a world to where even like my Blake University book is not taking place in the same location, but I still mention Esme's in that book because
Mm-hmm.
it was something that was similar. So I had to mention that because like literally mentally I'm diving into my own world. I can't keep creating too many worlds. I ain't gonna keep up. So I was like, all right, let me create the one. Let me create the one. Let's dwell here for a good little minute, and then we'll branch out eventually. But yeah, it's definitely creating my own world, my own space, and just the people in it. So it's like you can envision it. You're not just reading it, but you can actually envision it and feel it. And when it gets down to the 15th book, then you can be like, oh yeah, I remember this happened in the first book that I read, and things like that. Or so I do want them to be connected, not just to keep people reading the book, but to actually get the people involved and get them in the world. So yeah, It's fun. I love it in like I call it in well, one of the girls we were talking about it, Delulu Land. I love it here. So I absolutely love it here. In the many states that are in Delulu Land. This is mine. And I love it. I really
And
love
I
it.
love it for you, and I love it too because if you wasn't in your land, I want to get this book, and it was phenomenal. I want you
Yeah.
to tell everybody when your next book's dropping, what you plan on doing next year, how they can follow you, so that we can
Mhm.
keep this going.
All right, so the next book, which is The Moment I Surrender, which is Xena and Reese's story, it will be released the same weekend as Love in the Carolinas, which is going to be January 16th through the 18th, and which is in Florence, South Carolina. So it is my first book event. It's my first book expo that I'm actually hosting. And we have about 38 authors that will be in attendance. Norian will also be one of the authors that is in attendance for that event, and it's here in Florence, South Carolina. Tickets are still on sale until the 1st. But yeah, so that book will be released that weekend. My goal was to get it out a little bit sooner, but yeah, hosting an event is a lot, and I had to kind of focus on that a little bit more than the writing. But coming up after that, I have some things I can't even mention yet, but I'm so excited for what 2026 has in store. It's going to be awesome. It's just going to be so awesome. It's definitely going to take a different direction that I've been in, and I haven't been in the space really as a writer for too long. So it's been a little bit over a year, but it's definitely taken a new trajectory, and I'm so excited. And so that's in January. February, I will be at the Black Book Fair in Greenville, South Carolina. So I'm staying around home. March, I will be at Characters in the City in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then I will be at the Read Freely Fest, which is in Columbia, South Carolina. So the first one is March 20th through the 21st. And then that following weekend, I'll be at Read Freely Fest, which is, like I said, in Columbia, South Carolina. April, I think I sit down for a minute. Uh, May, I will be at Petals and Prose in St. Louis, and I will be going to Black Writers. What is it? BRBF the as a reader at the
Okay.
end of May. So yeah, that's the first few months of 2026, but it's definitely a busy one. And I got some releases coming up and some collabs and some other stuff. So definitely follow me. Stay tuned. I'm yes, very booked and busy. I love it. I'm gonna be tired, but I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. I told my kids, like, yeah, who's your mom? Because it won't be me. Y'all gotta go. Like,
Very blessed. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Work on your third book and all these great things. Your book expo. I already follow you, but definitely keep me posted. Hey, where my book drop? So I could be like, okay, thank you, because my mind be doing a lot of things too. But I definitely want to follow and see what you're doing. And if you're not on Whitney Escapes Book Club on Facebook, join that. Cause tell all the authors drop your stuff in there because it's like over
okay.
300 something members in there who are real readers. So that's people
Mhm.
who can buy your book, support you, be where you are. I'm in New England. If I lived in the South, I'll go more South stuff. But we're gonna get some stuff coming up here. Like I've definitely putting something together because I'm like we need to have more black stuff. Even though we got enough black people up here. Like come on now. So I'm putting some stuff together for that.
Yeah.
But I just want to say thank you so much. I know you was tired. You gotta go to work tomorrow, but you came on here to have a discussion with me. I
Thank
enjoyed you. I
you.
enjoyed the book. I'm gonna read your other one after my fast. So probably the first book I read in the New Year's, and then I'll pick
Thank
up the other one
you.
when that one gets released as well. But thank
Thank you. And
you.
also, yeah, because I didn't even mention the follow. You can follow me. Most of my social medias, well, TikTok is author Juri Hines, Facebook author Juri Hines, Instagram is Juri Hines. I'm on Threads, but I honestly do not go on Threads a lot. A lot of my stuff cross post to Threads, but I'm definitely trying to build my social media presence and trying to find my niche because I do makeup in addition to my full time job and then the writing as well. So I'm trying to find different ways to collab the makeup with the with the writing or with the social media portion of the writing. So any ideas, let me know, because I don't know, but I definitely want to incorporate the two, because those are like my things to do. Those are definitely my things to do. But I thank you so much for having me, considering me.
I
This
only
is
thing I could tell you to do for the makeup and your body butter is do like the gift box. Norian loved this when he did his autumn series. I told him he knew for everyone. I thought it was phenomenal. He had like his album in there. You get the book. You get like a shirt, a mug, like just like you
yeah,
know how you talk about the body butter. People could buy like a package that comes with
yeah,
the book, the body butter. She used like an orange lip gloss or whatever she had on. Like make it retain
yeah,
to the book. Maybe even a poem in there. You know, if you do that, we're real
yeah,
authors. You see what Monica, not Monica, well, Monica, she gave me a bell when she did the cowgirl thing. But Alexander House, you see how she did her whole thing. Everything was
yeah.
catered to that series. People
Mm-hmm.
do that all the time. Christina St. Jones. So if you want to incorporate your stuff, do it like that. And readers do like that. I'm like, oh yeah, because if
Yeah,
we're invested in you, we want to see you grow. We want to feel like we're part of the community. I have so many
yeah,
things from authors that I purchased. Some gave it to me. I said, oh, I think it's my I love presents, but I buy it too. But because we know you buy it too. Like we just want to say thank
mm-hmm.
you for support. And I tell people I appreciate that, but I always want to show people support. But I think that'd be a
Yeah,
cool way to already put it in your work. Why not say, hey,
yeah.
here's this creative box, and have them pay for it, but they still get all the good things in
Yeah, this year will be me beginning book boxes, because I don't have my full series, so I'll be able to put that in a book box. The merch
But do one
is
book at a
coming.
time. Nori did one book at a time. I said, genius. I love that freaking box. You can watch the video on my IG because I think it's on my IG, should be. But me opening his box and it was just one book. It was
Yeah,
just it was only one book. And I told him he needs to do it for all the books because his freaking was phenomenal. And I thought it was great.
yeah.
But y'all
I
better
did
follow
not. I
her.
did. I did include the body butter in a box that I made. And I was just like, hey, I'm sending this to you. Let me know what you think. And she loved it. Like, she really did love it. And this was before I had even written this book. So, but yeah, she did love it. So it will definitely, sometimes you gotta get out your own head. And that's
Yes.
where I dwell. So I'm getting out of my own head and actually just doing it. If it comes to me, try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, you just
We're
push
doing
forward
it.
with it. So yeah, it's definitely going to be in there. And just, yeah, it's a lot of things. The wheels are turning. I just can't talk too much, but yeah, follow me. Definitely follow
Follow
me.
her and support her, guys. You already know who I am, Whitney. I really escape, guys. Love you always. Please support everybody, and
Mhm.
have a wonderful new year because 2026 is going to be that year for all of us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you so
Thank
much, Juri.
you. Thank
Do you
you.
work too much, constantly on the go, miss hanging out with friends, family, or even yourself? Do you ever feel like you need an escape? Winnie's Escapes is here to help with just that. We specialize in family travel, autism travel, group trips, vacations, staycations, and more. So when you're ready for your next escape, make sure you contact us at winniesescapes.com. Follow us on social media at Winnie's Escapes as well. Winnie's Escapes, where your dreams become